I have a headphone for the YouTube microphone because I have two microphones. Fun times. Edu, I love you. Shush now. I'm just saying. Okay. All right. So the live stream on YouTube is live. Okay. Edu, shut it. Who can't hear you? Right. I have no idea if anyone on the YouTube can hear me or not. So apologies, I do have the last remnants of a cold going on with a cough, but we don't have time to play. So, okay, so for those of you on YouTube, you can see I have a new setup. I had to switch rooms and do all kinds of things. Hey Josh, how you doing? We had to move and stuff, and there's a new camera and all kinds of stuff because I was having nothing but problems trying to live stream. Excuse me, one sec. I have lipstick in bad places. And you saw that I'm not in the flow anymore. I just find it funny. I'm just like, okay, so, all right. So now you can see my my lovely books. Oh my God, it's taken a lot of work getting to this point because we had to move everything from upstairs to downstairs and from downstairs to upstairs. We had to flip rooms and it was fun times. Fufus Unicornus. I love that name. Good afternoon to you too. Hello to everyone. How you doing, Josh? I know you've been live streaming, huh? Oh, okay. Hi, Sammy. I've seen you a lot live streaming on the other app. Okay. Okay. I don't have anything set up right now to show on YouTube. I am putting together a schedule similar to what I had before, only because baby girl's in school during the day, I'm probably going to live stream more during the day. Just laying that out here. Hopefully things are going well for you over on the other app because things can be really hairy over there. I actually really don't like the other app just for all the trolls and drama and BS. Okay, so the year is 2024, and in the United States of America, the GOP is trying to take all white rights away from women. Yeah, I'm sure you have. I'm sure you have. Here's the thing. I'm a former victims advocate, and I contacted several of my former coworkers because I was trying to find a bed for a victim that I was helping. This person contacted me just before the last Super Bowl. That's what you call it, right? Because I don't like football for this reason. Right. Okay. So a lot of the time what happens is during the Super Bowl, especially, DV cases will spike. And her situation, right? I have to censor my words here. Okay. So her situation, the person got really angry about something pertaining to the football game. And he got really violent and he started breaking things, punching holes in walls. It was bad. And went after her too. Um, and she'd been following me for quite a while. And we'd had DM conversations about the behavior that he was displaying. And I was trying to help her find, she was in a red state in Alabama. So I was trying to find her help, I was trying to help her find a victim's advocate, a DV shelter, just all kinds of resources that she was going to need to get out so she could do her risk assessment, her escape plan, all of the things, right? And I've done this many times since I've been live streaming, since I started making content. We have Elsa, we have Red, what is it, Red Berry? She's doing really well, by the way. And other victims. Sometimes it takes time to put together your escape plan and figure out exactly how all of it's going to go down and come together so that you can get out. Part of the problem was that she owned the property. But when certain types of things are happening, that ups the level of concern, the level of danger in that situation. So part of what I asked her to do, because her family is her family was very tight knit, very caring about her, and of course he was trying to force distance between her and her family and her friends and all that. That's social abuse. One thing that I found out through looking for a bed for her safety and all of that, was that a lot of DV shelters, especially in red states, are full up. They're at capacity, and it's getting worse. Because in red states, they're trying to completely restrict your access to ending your pregnancy. They're already trying to make it harder for you to get contraceptives. They want to ban contraceptives outright, completely. And she realized that I'm just going to call him the scumbag. She realized that the scumbag was trying to defeat her birth control, to trap her in a pregnancy. So that upped the importance of her getting out as quickly as possible so that she wouldn't end up pregnant with a very much not wanted pregnancy. So I spent about a week and a half speaking with her and her family on FaceTime or Zoom. I think it was Zoom. And just educating them about the dynamics of DV and how important it was for everyone to rally around her and give her all of the support possible to help her get her life back, because her scumbag he was trying to take over every aspect of her life, which they love doing that. They love dominance and control. They love taking everything over if they can. So I can't go into too much, but I can say that her and her family were in her house, packing all of her possessions, to move her out of the property. She'd already filed eviction papers. They were not married, so there's no need for a divorce and custody and all that. She was the type never wanted to have children ever. So part of what I'll do quite often for people who are in these situations, I try to offer as much emotional support as I can, especially in a situation where this is going on, because usually there's more that's also going on, and it may take time for a person to feel open enough to talk about that. So, so while her family's there and they're just packing all of her belongings up, right? And she's just going around and letting people know, things that are not hers, because you cannot permanently deprive someone of their property. And if you can make a clean cut in a situation like this, whereas you have all your property, they have all their property, there's no reason for you all to interact again because everyone has what is theirs. It's fine, right? She was doing that, and she was in the kitchen. And the way the kitchen was set up, the scumbag was able to get into the house from the back door. And he opened the pantry door, came in and produced a weapon and unalived her. Her whole family was there. They were able to subdue him. Alabama is an extremely dangerous state for women anyway. Prior to Humpty Dumpty, the orange buffoon, becoming president, it was already bad in Alabama prior. Now it's even worse, it appears. So law enforcement would not help her at all. She'd filed papers of eviction. She'd filed everything she possibly could to get him out of her house, off of her property, out of her life. Law enforcement would not help her at all. She filed a permanent, she was going for a permanent stay away order because certain things were going on, right? So her life was in direct danger. He was going up to her workplace and, basically trying to get her fired. But he was a dumbass because she owned the business. Like, these things do not make sense, right? So law enforcement would not help her. She was having a hard time with the judge getting a stay away order. If I ever hear of a judge or prosecutor or law enforcement again saying, well, he hasn't hurt you yet, when in fact, yes, in fact, he has. A person doesn't have to put their hands on you to abuse you. But effectively, that's what they were saying. Well, he hasn't put you in the hospital, so it's fine. No, it isn't. Because the system, the CJS in Alabama does not care about women, she is unalived. Her family was there, many of whom witnessed it and or came into the room after the incident happened and tried to administer first aid and keep her alive. Now they have to plan her funeral. They have to figure out what's going to happen with her business, her home, her property. And he's still out right now. He has not been arrested yet. I should have put a trigger warning on this video, and I'm sorry, I apologize, I did not. I didn't think about it. So this guy's still running around out there. And if he feels free to do this to her now, right? Who's to say he isn't going to feel free to do it to another woman? So in this country, from the beginning of this country, women have been, if women have been a thought, they have been an afterthought or a whatever, you know, just not really all that important. Women are not brought up in the Constitution. We should be. Why aren't we? There's nothing in the Constitution that says women shouldn't have the right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness right along with men. Back then, when they said men, they meant humans. Like men were the default of the human species. Well, now you have women being refused health care because they're losing a pregnancy, so they'll go out in the parking lot and almost bleed to death. Is that what we're doing now? Women are dying, and it's only going to get worse. It took 8 months of meticulous planning for me to get out. Yeah, it takes time. It's like people have this weird fantasy in their brains that you decide you're going to leave and you're out the next day. It doesn't work that way. It takes time to get out of a DV situation. Because the abuser will embed themselves in your whole life. Like everything. They'll try to take everything over so that you don't have the resources to leave. You don't have the social network anymore to have that help, that support to leave. Like it took 2 years of planning for me to, So for those of you on YouTube, I'm also live streaming on TikTok. Although I'm still going to be live streaming on TikTok, but the tube is kind of my go-to. It's my happy space. Okay, so so in Alabama, I had to do a witness statement, on FaceTime on Zoom again. I had to do a witness statement and speak with the prosecutor and all this and that. And the first prosecutor I spoke with was a man who the first thing out of his mouth is, well, I just don't understand why they just don't leave. I go, why do women stay in this? He's a prosecutor and he doesn't know the dynamics around DV. Okay. Then later he says, oh God. I apologize. My brain just blanked on what was the thing? I told you what he said later. So he says, why didn't she just leave? And then he says, what was the motivation for him to? Are you dense? Like I went off on this prosecutor. Are like literally, what level of stupid are you? And did you actually learn anything in law school at all? Like I'm just I was way harsher than that, but I can't say what I actually said to him on here, either of these spaces, because there was a lot of cussing involved. Here's the thing. That question, why doesn't she just leave, is bullshit. There's so much that goes around being in a DV situation, not the least of which fear, shame, trauma bonding. You're hearing repeatedly that you are worthless and useless. No one else is going to want you. On and on and on and on and on, right? So all of the things that go into DV situations stack the cards up against you so that you feel like you can't leave. We already know that just because they came back doesn't mean shit isn't happening. Exactly. And Angry Bear says the cycle of abuse is real. It is very real. But apparently, the prosecutors in Alabama don't know that. They don't need to know that. I went off on this prosecutor, and he was talking to me like I'm an idiot. And I'd already told him I'm an ex-sheriff's deputy, I'm an ex-victim's advocate. As a prosecutor, he can call and verify that. But he was talking to me like I didn't know what I was talking about. And I'm like, how many DV cases have you been a first responder on? His response was none. And I said, exactly, shut the fuck up. You're a dumbass. Like, why are you even talking to me? You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Go do some like white collar crime BS somewhere or something, because you're useless. You don't know what you're doing. And then he started to go off on me. Big mistake, because I'm a bitch when it comes to things like this. What he didn't know is I was recording that conversation. And I've already filed a complaint with the Bar Association against him. And it becomes so normal. The unknown outside is scary too. Exactly. And all of the abuse makes it hard to make a decision. It just does. Because you're not sleeping good, you're not eating good, you're not drinking enough water, you're not doing your self-care, because you might be yelled at for that too. So everything is stacked up against you. Just like in a cult. Okay, so I file a complaint against this prosecutor, and before doing that though, I say, I'm not speaking to you anymore. So you're gonna have to get a different prosecutor in here, and I suggest somebody who is trauma-informed and can understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, because obviously you can't grasp the reality of DV. Like, you have no education in this field, and therefore you're useless. You're useless in this situation. There was a good deal of arguing back and forth, and at one point I said, so if a complete stranger, if I was walking down the sidewalk and a complete stranger came up behind me and pew-pewed me in the back of the head, you'd be like, yeah, well, you shouldn't have been there. No, but if it's a stranger, then it's a crime that you're going to take seriously, right? But if it's a DV situation and the first thing out of your mouth is, why don't they just leave? I don't understand why they don't just leave. Do y'all see what I'm saying? Like, the victim blaming and the victim shaming was epic. And he also didn't understand why her family was so upset. Why would her family be upset if the dude who unalived her is still out on the streets and the police haven't arrested him, when there were a bunch of witnesses there who saw what he did? He's recorded walking up to the house, like, and running away. The police didn't catch him. The family did. And then the police let him go because they weren't sure, like, instead of holding him pending investigation, instead of holding him, taking him to HQ and interrogating him and finding out what the fuck happened, they just let him walk around. So, as I told that idiotic supposed prosecutor, I have to question his qualifications though. I'm going to try my best to live stream every single day, talking about subjects pertaining to women's rights. We had to hit the ground running. We have an important presidential election coming up soon. And yeah, you can keep that up if you want. Me and my partner are actively working on creating a sanctuary for women coming up out of DV situations. I say sanctuary instead of shelter because we want to offer more resources that DV victims are going to need to be able to get back up on their feet and thrive after getting out. The way I want it to be set up is to be proactively helpful as much as possible, straight off the bat. As somebody who worked as a victims advocate and also as somebody who escaped out of a DV situation myself, I know how hard it can be from a couple different aspects, from trying to help someone to also you're the one in the situation and you're in shock. When you first get out, you're in shock. You're in a state of, did that really happen? And it's terrifying. Foofus, I keep wanting to say Fluffus. So if I say Fluffus, apologies. I love this. Thank you. What, babe? Say again. The headphones are doing the thing again. Hold on. Say something again. Yeah, the wire on these headphones is that's irritating. I had another headphone around somewhere, but I don't know where they are. I'll bust that out later and try it like tomorrow. If you could show up, if you're not busy, that'd be great. Do I know of any tech resources to help women protect themselves digitally when they leave? I'm not a tech person on that side of things, but I know people who have worked with that. One thing is to try to make sure you don't have any spyware on any electronic devices. That's becoming a real problem. Or tracking devices on your vehicle, hidden in your purse, hidden in your luggage. Tracking devices can be hidden anywhere. So really be careful of that. I know several DV victims who have gone to, like, if you have an Apple phone, go to Apple and be like, can you look and see? Just check it out. But it can be really hard for them to find spyware on a electronic device. Just be aware of that. Don't forget to change all your passwords on everything, which can be a lot and it can be hard, but don't forget to change your passwords and all the authentication stuff that you can do so that you're not hacked. So easy to stalk through social media, email, banking. Exactly. And if you go to your bank and you say, hey, I'm leaving out of a DV situation, I need all of my information on lockdown, they will do that for you because they don't want your ex coming into your bank account, taking all your money out, and then they have to do a criminal investigation for identity theft or fraud or whatever. So sign out of Google. Yes, you're likely signed in. Yes. Mm-hmm. And be careful of your iCloud login too. Like I literally have a list that I will send, like email victims, and there's a lot, but you don't want your ex getting into your iCloud or any of that stuff. Always beg people not to click links unless they are from someone you know in real life. Exactly. Can I pin this? Because that's actually a really good point that you made there. That's irritating. That's a really good point though. But yeah, okay, so just talking with my former coworkers and other people that I've either worked with, helping or whatever in DV shelters, there have been a couple of shelters that were shut down. All the funding was pulled. Just everything was pulled. Things are getting bad in red states and they're only going to get worse. So now's the time. If you're living in a red state, keep in mind you could have a friend that's in a DV situation and you don't even know. You've seen no indication of it because a lot of the time victims are embarrassed and ashamed of it and they don't want people to know. But then also, the abuser isn't going to want anyone to know. They're not going to want the general public to know what they're doing behind closed doors. So if you're living in a red state and one of your friends comes to you, like, make it known that you're a safe place, a safe person for your friends, just in case they're in a DV situation. And it may be a thing where overnight they need help, they need to get out. And in that kind of situation, networking and having other women who get it and understand the serious nature of it. Like if, for example, if you can't go pick them up, have like 2 or 3 girlfriends who could go and get them out, if that makes sense. Hey, babe. Is it time to pick up baby girl? I love you. My phone, the alarm didn't go off for it, so. Okay, I didn't even see it. I'm sorry. I have so much contained in my head right now. Okay, so in the upcoming live streams, we're going to be talking about women's rights and the CJS and how hard it can be to connect the CJS to the reality that women are dealing with. And then we're going to be talking about people who harm women and children and get away with it for years. So we're going to have a whole lot of rabbit holes to dive down because it's just kind of the normal way to do things in America. Okay, so hopefully the YouTube is up and running correctly as it should be. And then we got, we're trust and believe. I have been, really, it's probably for the past 4 or 5 months, I've been deep diving on certain cases. And it's going to be a lot to cover. Now, for those of you who are watching on the Clock app, a lot of these live streams I'm going to have to do on the red play button app. And I'm going to have to do it because I'm going to have to share certain things to prove my thesis. So if you're not following me on the red play button app, I suggest you do because, man, this most recent rabbit hole has been a stunning example of why certain people should not be in positions of power. Ever. Okay. Somebody sent a gift. Thank you. I appreciate it. By the way, on my social media apps, any funds that come in are going to that right there. And I'm keeping receipts, meticulous receipts. If anyone questions it or has questions about it, I will have all of the receipts. Yeah, same name, same logo thingy. The what do you call it? Avatar? Same thing. Right. Mm. You joined the team with the heart to boost the algorithm. I don't know what that means, but thank you. Maki, what does that mean? Okay, everybody do those things. Do all the things, because when I tell you, like, I'm already writing up the plans for the foundation. It's a lot. It's going to be a lot of work, but we're getting it done. And then looking at local and state laws and like all of the things. I know all this stuff for Louisiana. I don't know it for Michigan. So I have to kind of update to Michigan things. Hey, Flutter. Hi, how you doing? Good to see you over here. So a lot of what I'm going to be talking about, I guess you could consider true crime, but this is not going to be entertainment. This is not entertainment. This is true crime from the perspective of an ex-sheriff's deputy, ex-victim's advocate who I'm scared. I don't know how, I can't sugarcoat this. I am worried and I'm scared, and I'm not alone in that. So the more of you that follow me on the red play button app and on here and do all of the things with all of my videos, the better. I don't even know, like, hold on one second. And then also I'm writing an article about gang stalking and cyberbullying and harassment and all of that stuff. Where's the one with the list? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's like 7 or 8 topics. And each of those are going to have multiple live streams because one live stream is not going to cover everything. So yeah, when I say we're going down rabbit holes that are so like what? The one in particular pertains to law enforcement and how they handle the case. And I'm just like, oh, I want to jump through a screen and just, where did you get your training from? A Cracker Jack box? Like, I'm just curious, like, how the hell are you functioning in the world? Like, I don't understand it. And Idun is singing us the song of her people. She is mad because, what? Okay, stop. So Gray Kitty is angry that she can't get in this room. So you will hear her meowing. But yeah, okay, so if everything is working properly on the tubes, I will be here. I have to actually put together an actual schedule. I'm going to try to do some streams on the tubes in the evening as well, but it won't be every evening because baby girl. So, hello, Kevin. Are you a Kevin I know in real life? Because I know like 5 Kevins and like 10 Marks. Yeah, I can't have her in here while I'm live streaming. She'll be all up in my face and trying to type out to the other cats on the keyboard, you know. because they're going to take over the world. Oh, coffee. All right, so in many of the future live streams, I want to have open panels so that we can all come up and talk about how to address a lot of the problems that are happening. I know for a fact there are going to be women in red states who are dealing with this stuff too. And everyone needs to start coming together and talking about how to fix things. So so the more women and people who care about us that we can get to step up and have this conversation, the better, the more we can repair the damage that's been done by a man. So yet again, women have to clean up a man's mess. Hey, Authentically, how you doing? It's good to see you. I'm glad to see you. You're a red state. Oh, hold on. You're a red state survivor. I hope you're doing okay. In Canada, accessibility to DV shelters is terrible. They'll send you to a homeless shelter. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I with all my training and everything, I'm like, why not take it and use it to create situations where women actually have the time they need and the resources they need to get back on their feet so that they can thrive, so their lives can be beautiful. Lord of the Rings for the war. Oh, did you have to? You just had to, because I'm gonna have to see that trailer if that's real. You got extremely lucky. I mean, you got out making $12K a year. That's not easy. That's not easy. Or if you're in a DV situation and you don't have a job because you lost your job because your ex jumped on the hood of your car and wouldn't let you drive out of your driveway, or got you fired some other kind of way, right? They love doing that because power and control. If you don't have a job and you don't have money, then they have that dominance. Hey, Barbara, how you doing? I hope you're doing good. I'm on 2 apps at one time. Okay, so yet again, anyone who's not following me on the tubes, I am going to be also live streaming on TikTok, but there's going to be things that I'm going to share on the tubes that I can't share on TikTok, if that makes sense. So I highly suggest following me over on YouTube. And I'm almost to the point of saying that at this point, I probably will not be censoring my words very much because it's too serious. There's too much going on. Women are dying. It's also going to affect teenage girls, little girls, little boys. All of this is going to affect so many people. It's ridiculous. Okay. So I don't have time for the bullshit. So when it comes to censoring your words and, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. No, listen, we don't have time for that. And I find it interesting that Roe is overturned. All these things are happening, all this insanity, and all of these social media apps want to censor us. Don't you find that interesting? Isn't it a coincidence? Isn't that suspicious? I need a soundboard so I can put that Cardi B thing on. Okay. Edun, Edun, calm down. I know. Um, yeah, I got lucky. When I left out, I lost my job because of my ex. So I didn't have resources. I got really, really lucky. And I'm eternally thankful because I don't think I would still be here if I hadn't got out, because it escalates. DV situations escalate. That's the thing. Usually they don't start off horrible. Usually once they think they have their hooks in you and you can't get away, that's when they start showing you the reality of themselves. And that's part of the reason I got so angry at that prosecutor, because the first thing out of your mouth is, I don't understand why these people don't just leave. And then listen, if I could have reached through the screen and smacked him upside the head, I would have. Let me see. You almost lost your job because of your ex. Yeah, they love doing that. Financial abuse, financial control. I had so much failure because of them. Yeah, they love to drag you down. They love to demolish and destroy anything positive that you're trying to do for yourself, even if it would benefit them. But it just makes absolutely no sense. There's no logic going on. There's just like this childish need to be the center of all the attention, and God forbid, right? Like some of these dudes will be jealous of their own child. It makes no sense. It's just pathetic. Okay, so it's been about 47 minutes, I think. I might see if I can try to live stream again later tonight. And we're going to be live streaming a lot. So we're going to be building up as much of a community as we can. Because one thing with this foundation, I think they're home. I want to bring in, eventually, once everything is set up, I want to hire survivors, especially women who just got out of DV situations and don't have that employment and need, like, if you're in a custody battle and you don't have a job, how are you going to pay for an attorney? How are you going to pay for a decent place to live? How are you going to comply with any of the demands of, like, how are you going to get anything done if you don't have a job, right? What in the hell? I don't know what just happened there. That was weird. Okay, so one thing that I want to do with this foundation is set certain things up so that we can hire DV survivors to get them employed. That financial foundation, that employment foundation, is a huge, huge roadblock to thriving and having a good life when you're coming out of a DV situation. Because we live in a capitalistic hellscape. So you will be seeing me live stream on both apps, possibly even on, what was the other one? Twitch? I think the other one was Twitch. So I might be live streaming on 3 different platforms because shit is getting real. Things are getting bad. They're only going to get worse if we don't come together and start talking about these things and actively figuring out solutions to the problems. I don't have time for drama. I don't have time for debates. I don't have time for bullshit. I don't have time for people who want to victim blame, victim shame, or any of that. If you're a rape apologist, you can fuck all the way off. If you have time for that, that's your problem. It's not my problem. I am stunned by some of the things that I in the behind the scenes have seen go down for people in red states. And then also things that are happening in red states are having a negative ramification on blue states, because people are if you're in a red state and you have an ectopic pregnancy, you may have to, or some other complication, you may have to go to a blue state to live if you're in a DV situation. Now, apparently, one shelter that I actually volunteered at, they have had to transport victims out of state. Because there's no space, there are no beds. So, they try to transport victims out to states where they have friends, family, some sort of network that can help them, because usually you only have 1 or 2 months of time in a shelter. You don't have very long. That's another reason I wanted to do a sanctuary where you have more time to get all your ducks in a row. It's not easy to go from being in a DV situation where you may not even be allowed to decide what kind of toothpaste you use, okay, or anything else, to staying in a DV shelter and you've got 1 month to find a job, somehow save up enough money to rent a place, which you're not going to be able to make that much money in 1 month, considering how high rent is now, right? So just stack more cards against DV victims who are trying to get out. That's what I'm seeing. So we're going to try to fix that, because that's what women do. We fix things that shouldn't even be broken in the first place. I'm so frustrated. I'm sorry if I'm coming off that way, but I just am. Like, all of that. All of that. Either help or get the fuck out of the way. That's what Maki just said. Okay, so we're going to have to figure out how, Maki, we're going to have to figure out how, like, if we're both live streaming on TikTok, then we should probably both live stream also on YouTube. Okay, say again. Right. Yeah. Okay. Because the people on YouTube can't hear you on TikTok, so more bugs to work out, but it's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna try to live stream again later tonight. And yeah, I think I'm gonna jump off for right now. Baby girl just got home and I have to go do the after school stuff. So baby girl goes to bed for 8 o'clock, so I might try to live stream. I don't know. I'll figure it out and I'll put together a schedule. And yeah, I might maybe live stream for like an hour on YouTube and then an hour on TikTok. That way I don't have them both going at the same time. Because this is a little bit wonky for me. I'm like, True. I think it might be easier to live stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, if that makes sense. And then live. Yeah, I wish we could do that with TikTok. Yeah, it would be. But TikTok has to make everything as difficult as possible. All right, so what are you thinking, babe? It's been me sitting here talking, just like word vomiting, so go ahead. Mm. True. True. Her voice is so cute. I can't handle it. Hey, Wanda. Now I'm trying to, which Wanda are you? How you doing? I hope you're doing good. It's good to be back. I had so many problems with the things. It's just not even funny. So whole new setup. Where is the thing? Oh, I'll do that later. I had to fiddle with the lighting and all the stuff. The Canadian one. Okay, right. Right on. Well, you'll be seeing me more now that I know everything works properly. Finally. That old camera sucked so hard. Okay, so I'm gonna shoot for jumping back on a live stream at like 7:30, 8 o'clock, something like that. I know that a lot of people are more available in the evenings than they are during the daytime, but with baby girl, her school schedule, it's just a thing. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Don't forget to do all of the things because it will help with what I'm working on right now. And at points, I'm going to give people I'm going to give people like updates on how far we've gotten, what all we've got done. As I said, any funds that I make on any of my social media is going straight to the sanctuary, which I need a name for. So think of some names. Give me some suggestions. I don't want this to just be all from my brain. I don't think it should be. So yeah, if you can think of a name for a DV sanctuary, we already have, I guess, a tagline where survivors thrive. That's true. See, when everyone comes together and brainstorms, good things happen. Hopefully, unlike Project 2025. I don't know. Maybe we should do like a thing where everyone submits their ideas for a name, and they win a prize or something. I can make a hat and scarf set. I don't know. That granny square one looks good though. It's good to see you too. I've been missing live streaming because for me, I don't know, I just really enjoy doing it. So it's good to actually be able to, like, we had to get a new camera. Yeah, and then this headset is having problems. It's one thing after another. Right, right. Oh, I'm wondering if can we plug this into, no, it doesn't plug in there. Damn. All right, so look for me again soon at some point tonight for another live stream, because we really kind of need to hit the ground running. And I don't know. I think I know which live stream we will start with, or with which deep dive. Man, I've gone down some rabbit holes that, listen, you're going to need all the popcorn. Okay. You're going to need all the popcorn and all the tea. Okay. All of it. So, considering the fact that all of the funds that I make on any social media is going to the sanctuary, I will keep full receipts at any point. If somebody wants to see what's going on, I will show that. All I ask you all to do, share the videos, put the word out there. Do all the things, like, comment, all the things. That's all you have to do. If you want to donate, you can, but you don't have to. You just do all the things. That's all you have to do. Engagement. What? Almost. Okay, see, now I'm going to need one of yours, a shirt like that, like what you have on, because it has the black trim. This, we can get one in. I don't mind it. We can get one in my size, though. I love this shirt. This shirt is perfection. Premiere, it's time, hun? Sure. See, that's part of the thing I have to do. Now I have to pull together a schedule. Now that everything, well, almost everything works, I have to pull together a schedule again. So definitely look out for me during the day when baby girl's at school. And then I will have also nighttime streams. So I'm going to be streaming a lot. What's up, babe? Woot woot. I keep forgetting that everyone on YouTube can't hear you. Like, I'm so sorry, y'all. Oh, okay, sure. I will do that, Wanda. Most definitely. Oh, the stream that I'm thinking of going down first is messed up. Messy, 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 messy. Messy. I'm almost thinking that the ghost emoji might be just like a permanent staple for my live streams. Ghost emojis. Okay. All right, y'all. It's been like an hour. And I will see you again. Ghost emojis. Oh, and skulls. I love those too. And hey, listen, skull and crossbones. All of the gothy ones. We can just use all of the goth. Okay, it fits with the motif. Except for this. This is, you know, gotta have my rainbow in there some kind of way. I think so. I identify as rainbow goth. There's my pronouns, rainbow goth. Thank you. Thank you. What is that? That is cool. They look like snails. What is that? Oh, that's cool though. I like that. Very cool. All right, y'all. I guess if y'all want, we can start on the next live stream. We can start this rabbit hole of epic, disgusting proportions. She's so cute. All right, y'all. I love you, and I will see you about 7:30, 8 o'clock, somewhere in there. I might work on a schedule for streaming in between streams, if that makes sense. Rainbow Goth is fun. Exactly. And thank you, because you are so correct. All those emojis are so cute. Oh my God. All right, y'all. Love you. See you soon, okay? If I can figure out how to end the live stream, that would be amazing. Okay, and now I have to end the live stream here. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that live streaming on both apps at the same time. That's just because y'all can't hear what's going on over there. And okay, all right. Can you hear me okay, Wanda? I just want to like check and make sure. Hey, babe.
Hey, sorry. You still live on YouTube?
Huh?
Still live on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm about to
Okay.
turn that off too, and then we have to put together a schedule.
We have to do the floating head bit. Hi. Hi, everyone.
I didn't put the live stream in the Discords I'm in.
I did.
Okay. All right. Okay, cool. Very cool. Very cool. Yay. All right, y'all. I will I will be back like I said, about 7:30, 8 o'clock, sometime in there. Ew. To I have lotion on my arm.
Which lotion?
The Tree Hut. You're lucky.
Okay. How would you feel about orally ingesting estrogen and progesterone?
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put together a schedule at this point because we I guess I'm gonna hit this like it is my full-time job. So weird. Okay. I love y'all, and I will premiere it so that you can see the live stream coming. I had to get back into the flow. Okay. Love y'all. Bye. And thank you for being here, by the way, too.